Good morning. Good to see you. You're so mellow and relaxed in the morning.
And tall. Look at you.
So you received all of these accolades, which we just mentioned, but you say that your brother Ronnie is the true success story. Tell us about that.
Well, he is. I think, when I was younger, my brother got paralyzed in school, and he's battled, being paralyzed his whole life.
How did he get paralyzed in school?
It was a bully kind of fell on him. He was laying down, I think, waiting on class to start. And back then, I think wrestling was very popular in the younger ages, and the guy kind of fell on him. I don't think he intentionally meant to do it, but accidents do happen, and he was paralyzed from that incident, and he's still living today and healthy, but he's had to deal with this his whole life.
Wow. And just going back to when you were in high school, I know the coach is very important to you. Certainly in high school meant a lot to you and for a lot of kids when they're growing up. But did he kick you off the team?
How dare he?
Something like that.
What happened?
Well, I was a football player in my younger years in school, so I enjoyed playing football. And as I got into high school, I decided that I needed to focus more on what I wanted to do, and that was to play basketball. But I wasn't smart enough to realize that I needed to go through all season and work out and get strong and do all those things. So I decided to be a part of the football team and be a part of the managers. So my coach wanted me in off season, and I went a different route. So when basketball season did start, he wouldn't let me on the team.
How'd you get back on? I assume
I didn't realize we have so much in common. I played football.
And very well, too. So
I actually had to run some bleachers for a few days, few weeks.
You had to prove yourself.
Yeah. So he wanted me to work my way back on the basketball team, and due to the fact that some of the teammates and one of my assistant coach wanted me on the team, I went through the punishment.
This is what I can't believe.
Yeah, right?
He went to college without a basketball scholarship. How is that possible?
I was a walk-on. My high school coach called up his college coach, who was coaching the University of Central Arkansas at that time, and asked him if he would give me a tryout. And I went up, I tried out. I did pretty good, but not good enough to earn a scholarship. So he offered me an opportunity to be on a work-study program, which pretty much was just walk-on.
Right.
And I did that, knowing deep down that I would get better and have a chance.
But you would have to have a tremendous amount of confidence to walk on and then push yourself to be able to get on the team, right? And
yeah, I physically knew and mentally that I was going to grow and I was going to get stronger, and I felt like those were the things that...
Did you physically grow in college?
Yeah, I grew about 6 inches.
So there's hope?
Yes, Ryan. He's been drinking human growth hormones and nothing's happened.
What do you think this stuff is over here, right? All right, let's get a break. We're going to come back with Scottie, and he'll share his thoughts on The Last Dance and his Chicago Bulls teammate, Michael Jordan, right after this.
Small town, going to college without a scholarship, and just kind of give people the path that I had to take to get where I am today.
When I watched The Last Dance, I saw you in it, obviously, and I thought about you, and I wondered a lot of things, but truly, what was your first immediate reaction once you saw it back?
Well, I thought it was a great doc. I felt like that, it was well done, but I felt like that there were some inserts in there that really didn't need to be a part of that documentary. And
what do you mean, Scottie? What kind of insert?
Well, there was things I thought The Last Dance was really talking about the last dance, meaning the last few years of the Chicago Bulls run. And
that's what you thought going into it, is why you sat down to do the interview.
And that's
you and Michael Jordan seem so close in it, but that's not really the case, is it?
We're very close in terms of playing basketball and what we did on the basketball court, but in terms of our off the court, our relationship is not as close as it is.
But what were you upset about? Because I think, from what I understand, Michael heard you were upset, What struck you?
Well, I think there was a lot of things in the documentary that really sort of tried to point out my career in a negative way. I felt like that it was not a documentary that was talking about what I feel like the greatest basketball team ever. I felt like that we did a lot in the 90s. If you're going to talk about the team of the 90s, then I think you should have represented us as a team a little bit better.
Right. I mean, team being the operative word.
Yeah, I mean, that's what basketball is. Yeah. It's a team sport, and it's not about an individual.
Exactly.
And I felt like the documentary was totally to really raise his stock and his value to what he did to the Chicago Bulls.
Pull him up and push you down a little bit?
Yeah, and I don't want to even say just me. As I said, it's a team game. And I played with other Hall of Famers, and I didn't think that they got the respect that they deserved as well in the documentary. The Chicago Bulls won with guys like myself, Dennis, Tony Kukoc, Steve Kerr. There was a lot of guys that played a role for our success.
Yeah.
So Michael sends you a text, and in it, what does he say, and how long did you wait to reply?
I didn't wait no time. I mean, I replied. I just pretty much said, I'll hit you up later. He just sent a text, basically said he heard, but I was a little angry at him, mad at him.
And what did you speak?
Yeah, we did.
Tell us about that conversation.
I mean, I basically said yes. I felt like that there were things in the documentary that you were never a part of that 94 team, that you shouldn't have put that in the documentary. And I felt like that you should have gave the team a little bit more credit instead of just yourself.
What was his response to that?
His response was, I would be a little angry too.
Oh.
Did he apologize?
I don't know if it was considered an apology. No.
He did not apologize.
Okay. You know, one of the things I read in your book that I was so surprised about was being a superstar basketball player, idolized, revered, still faced racism on and off the court.
Well, I think that's just because of how I grew up and the things that I've seen in my life. I've actually obviously had the opportunity to be praised for what I've done on the basketball court, but still at the end of the day, you are who you are.
What do you, when you think about the memoir, and when people read it, what do you hope they take away from it?
Well, I think they take a lot. I hope they take a lot from it. You know, I think I want to tell my story about my life, my career, my journey, but I also want them to take away that the Chicago Bulls were the greatest team. And it wasn't just built on Michael Jordan. It was built on a team concept of playing together, of doing what it takes to win and to be successful.
Well, I used to look forward to seeing the team play when I was growing up in Atlanta, so much so, we ordered a basketball, what do you call it, goal?
Yes.
Yeah. And I would go out and I would try and shoot free throws.
I'm sure you did great.
No, I didn't. I didn't do it.
That's why you didn't play for the
You inspired me to shoot for it.
But I just want to say one last thing to you,
Sure.
which is, I think what's so wonderful about your book is even if you're not a basketball fan, it's an incredible story, your childhood, and about all the family members that kind of beat the odds.
Thank
you know, a brother who was paralyzed, your father who had a stroke. I mean, it is a formidable family and look, you grew up to be this incredible man.
And you say you have no regrets.
No, not at all.
Scottie Pippen's memoir
Unguarded.
is available now. Next, take this thing, hydrated.